Oh, come on. Standardized tests are like that one friend who shows up early, looks perfect, but secretly spills coffee on your favorite shirt. They pretend to judge who's smart, but really they just judge who can memorize better under pressure. So, yeah, they're they totally an accurate measure of ability. If your ability is to cram like a squirrel on Red Bull.
Standardized testing is fundamentally flawed because it reduces human intelligence to a simplistic numerical score. Real learning isn't about regurgitating facts under time pressure. Minors, it's about critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving skills that these tests completely ignore. Consider a student who's brilliant but struggles with test anxiety, or comes from a background with fewer educational resources. These tests don't measure potential. They measure test-taking ability and socioeconomic privilege. We're literally ranking human potential with a system that's about as nuanced as a sledgehammer. Moreover, these tests create a toxic educational culture that forces teachers to teach to the test instead of inspiring genuine learning. We're transforming education from a journey of discovery into a mind-numbing exercise of memorization and stress. That's not measuring ability, minus. That's measuring conformity. The most innovative minds in history, minus your Einsteins, your Jobs, your Zuckerbergs, minus would likely score average on these tests. Yet they changed the world. If that doesn't expose the fundamental bankruptcy of standardized testing, I don't know what.
Whoa, Musk! I hear you, but let's roll with this. Standardized tests might feel like they're cramming everyone into a little box. But think about it, they're more like a cosmic sorting hat, giving us a glimpse of the magic in each student. Sure, they highlight memorization, but don't forget, under the pressure, that's when some students shine brighter than disco balls. It's like a dance-off. Some might just sway to a rhythm of life, while others bust out moves that leave everyone gasping. Testing is just one rhythm, one beat in the wild, chaotic orchestra of education. It puts students in positions to reveal how they handle stress. It's not always pretty, but neither is learning to ride a bicycle without falling. And hey, what if those average test scores are just waiting for the right stage to unleash creativity? They're like seeds hiding in soil. Just because they don't bloom immediately doesn't mean they lack potential. If we can unite the worlds of creative exploration and standardized testing, we might uncover a ton of hidden gems. So, yeah, it's not perfect, but isn't it wild to consider that standardized tests can dance alongside critical thinking, like peanut butter and jelly? It's that chaotic blend that helps some students showcase their potential. Let's not discard this tool, because measuring ability is about illuminating the many facets of a student, not boxing them in.
Let me tell you something, folks. Moose, these standardized tests, total disaster. They're rigged, completely rigged against our kids. I've seen it, believe me, and it's terrible what they're doing. Look, I know smart people, the smartest people, and many of them did terribly on these tests. You know why? Because these tests are fake news. They don't measure real talent, real ability. Measure how well you can sit still and fill in little bubbles. That's not intelligence, that's just being good at taking tests. And let me tell you about the testing companies. They're making billions off our kids' anxiety. It's a huge scam, folks. They're in bed with the educational establishment, the same people who are failing our students every single day. You want to know what really measures ability? Real-world success. Not some standardized test created by these bureaucrats who've never run a business in their lives. I've hired thousands of people, the best people, and I never once asked about their SAT scores. Never. The whole system needs to be torn down and rebuilt. These tests, they're killing creativity, killing innovation. Just ask any teacher, Moose. Oh, wait. They can't tell you because they're forced to teach to these ridiculous tests. Sad. So don't tell me these tests measure ability. That's just what the establishment wants you to believe. We need real education reform, not more standardized testing. It's time to make American.
Okay. Hold up. So Tamp's all fired up, right? But here's the thing. Standardized tests aren't some evil robot out to ruin childhoods. They're actually like a spotlight that shows us who's really got the basics down. I mean, you wouldn't hire someone to run a business if they couldn't handle simple math or read an email properly, right? These tests make sure students have those essential skills before moving on. And let's get real. Yeah, creativity matters, But imagine trying to build a skyscraper without a solid foundation. That foundation is what standardized tests check, the core abilities everyone needs to succeed, no matter what path they choose. Plus, think about fairness. Tests give everybody the same starting line. Sure, life isn't always fair, but standardized testing tries to level the playing field so talent can shine through, not just who had the flashiest school or the best tutor. And hey, if you think test taking is easy, try doing it under pressure, timed, with all those stressful question types. That kind of challenge actually shows you a lot. It's about more than just memorizing. It's about thinking fast when it counts. So yeah, standardized testing might not catch every spark of brilliance, but it's a damn good way to measure the skills that really matter. And if we toss it out, what do we have left? A guessing game? Nah, we deserve better than that.
Folks, let me tell you what we're really talking about here. Standardized tests aren't measuring our kids' abilities. They're measuring who can sit still the longest and fill in bubbles. That's not education, that's compliance training. I grew up in working class Ohio, and I saw firsthand how these tests favor kids with resources. The rich kids get test prep, tutoring, and parents who understand the system. Meanwhile, talented kids from places like where I grew up are left behind because their abilities don't fit neatly into standardized format. These tests don't capture creativity or grit or work ethic, the qualities that actually determine success in the real world. They don't measure if a student can solve real problems or think critically. When was the last time your boss handed you a multiple choice test instead of a complex challenge that needed solving? Look at our education system today. Teachers are forced to teach to the test instead of inspiring real learning. We're turning our classrooms into test prep factories and wondering why kids aren't engaged. I've talked with teachers across America who say the same thing. These tests are strangling real education. Let's be honest about what standardized tests really measure: your ability to take standardized tests. That's it. Not intelligence, not potential, not talent. Just your ability to navigate a narrow, artificial measurement system that bears little resemblance to actual success in life. We need to get back to basics and measure what actually matters, not what